We've had confirmation of that from the counter-terrorism police, that they're treating this as a terrorist incident. And just behind me now, we've just seen forensic crime officers wearing those white suits, all-in-one suits, which they normally wear. They're combing the streets behind us here, while some of the emergency teams have left. But the work in trying to piece together what exactly happened in that attack, that horrific attack this morning, well, that work continues. There is obviously still police presence here, but the two statements we've had have clarified some of the details that we were trying to understand during the day. That is, yes, as you say, a terror incident, according to the Assistant Commissioner Lawrence Taylor, who's head of the counter-terrorism. He was speaking from New Scotland Yard in London earlier. And also we heard from Chief Constable Sir Stephen Watson, a lengthy statement from him confirming that 2 people had been killed. The suspect had also been killed after the police had been called early, and also, he said, because of locals in the synagogue, outside the synagogue, responding with a security guard believed to have been killed within minutes of this attack. Otherwise, it could have been a lot worse. It's predicted that possibly if the attacker had managed to get into the synagogue itself, where we understand there may have been around 100 worshippers. Now, we're told there are 4 people who are seriously injured in hospital. But, of course, the Cobra meeting in Downing Street, which has just finished, this is the emergency meeting in government to discuss the latest development, especially with this terror element. And then that will continue as they try and piece together precisely who was this individual that was shot. Was he acting alone, or is there a connection with 2 other people who have been arrested in the vicinity of this synagogue around the corner behind me?
Iolo, we can see behind you that clearly the police investigation is ongoing, and presumably the police now trying to find out why, the motivation behind what's happened.
Exactly that. And they also want to try and piece together whether he was acting alone. Was this the kind of ramming and car ramming and stabbing incidents that have been seen in other European countries over the last few years? Was this individual acting alone? There've been, of course, the video of this attack filmed on a smartphone, which was circulated within half an hour of the incident taking place. And on that video, there's actually quite a lot of information. You see the individual, and you actually see the police shooting that individual. And then there's more information in terms of photographs which have been circulated in the media here in Britain. And they show an individual with a black beard, dressed in black, but he does have this white belt or something that resembles a belt, and possibly a suicide belt around him, which is why the bomb disposable unit were called in to try and remove that from his body after he was shot. So there's lots of investigations to be done, but the police service, especially in Manchester, they say that the police that were called there, the armed police that were called, responded very, very quickly. Now, it's interesting. This is normally a quiet residential area, a mixed area, not just with Jewish Orthodox people living here who may have been using that synagogue in Heaton Park. There are many other synagogues in this area, but also it's an area where Muslims live and Christians as well. It's a mixed area. And speaking to people, especially Jewish people, on this holy day for them, the Yom Kippur Day, one of the most important festivals in their religious days in their calendar. And when you talk to them why this has happened, why do they think that it's happened, they quite clearly think that there's a connection with feelings of anti-Semitic feelings towards Jewish people in Britain, which they think has deteriorated in the last 2 years, and because of Israel's war with Hamas in Gaza and what's been happening there and the daily news coverage of it. And they see a connection why they feel that they've been targeted here in this usually quiet residential area just north of Manchester City.